Boom, 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 chickadee chenka, lads and lasses. How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little Manchester United news video for you. I hope you're all doing fantastically well this evening on the back of Manchester United smashing Wolverhampton Wanderers 1-0. Well, I'd love to say that was the case, but actually what happened is we sort of got battered for most of the game, but we did end up winning 1-0. Sign of a good team. Get in there. Great result, great 3 points. Get in. But definitely some problem areas highlighted in that performance. He was definitely lacking in the ability to get the ball from defence into attack and have any sort of creation from our midfield, which is a big worry considering we had Bruno and Pogba in there. But Fred definitely a problem area for us. Looked absolutely gash-tastic, didn't he, guys? How are we all doing tonight? Do us a favour, a few shout-outs at the start. Travis, Marco, Adam Partridge, Rush Mano, Ronaldo's Home CR7, Tankman, Shazan Ahmed, everybody in the live chat, thank you so much for joining us. Do us a favour at the start of the show. Hit the thumbs up button on the video. Give it a share on social media if you can. That would be much appreciated. And also, if you're watching this later on, catch up, then smash a chicken and like on a comment down below. But we've got plenty to get into tonight. There's a lot of news. Hey there, Jamie Boyd, George Bryan, John Evans, Max Tiger, Charlie Pritchard, Gareth Stanley. I'm good. Thank you very much for asking, sir. I'm good. Thank you very much because we won. We won the game, and that's all that really mattered going into this international break on the back of a victory against Wolves, and just having a good time. What's going on? We buffering? Why are we buffering? Why are we buffering? I think we're okay. I don't know. We've had a bufferation issue today earlier on. I think my internet's playing up. Either way, I think we're just about coming through okay. Smash a 1, in fact, in the live chat if you can still hear me. Anyway, so in regards to Cristiano Ronaldo, guys, we do have some information, some new news, and some details about the deal and some of the information that's come out. So obviously after the game, he was asked in regards to it. I say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was asked in regards to Cristiano Ronaldo and just when he's expected to arrive at the club. And basically, United have confirmed that, he's expected to arrive a few days before the Newcastle game. Or he could arrive a few days, could return to Manchester United 3 days before United's next game against Newcastle United at Old Trafford. He flew to Lisbon on Friday prior to United's announcement, of course. And we've agreed to sign him. We've got until Tuesday 11 p.m. to complete the deal. It's understood it's around 23 million euros in total for Ronaldo. And also they could announce his squad number soon before the end of the transfer deadline. Solskjaer said we need to get all the paperwork done. I'm not part of it, but hopefully we can get that sorted and announce it 100%. Then he's away with the Portugal play in the game. So, yes, it's hopeful that he'll be back for Newcastle United game. Come on, Cristiano, he's coming home, baby. This is still amazing news. We've beaten Wolves and we've got Ronaldo coming, baby. The thing is, we have had, obviously, a realisation that we still are lacking in that midfield area. We'll get onto some of the news and links in that area too. But Solskjaer confirms also after the game that Ronaldo is going to be playing centre forward basically for Manchester United. He did say in regards to Ronaldo when he was asked what sort of a position would he be playing for Manchester United. He said he's evolved as a player. He used to play wide right, wide left, up front. He's more of a centre forward to me at the moment, definitely. He said, but there will be games that we play with 2 up front and 3 up front. I want him in the box scoring goals. Everyone that cares for Manchester United wanted this to happen. But the biggest thing is that Cristiano wanted to come here. Yeah, so he's going to be playing up top there. The thing is with Cristiano Ronaldo, what he guarantees you is goals galore. Even last season in Serie A, 29 and 33, one of the best goal ratios in the league. And just an insane return for somebody who's 36, still in a top flight league. They didn't even win the league either, but he got 5 goals more than Lukaku, who came second in the top goal scorers for Serie A. He's bossed it, mate. He's still absolutely top draw. If Chelsea can pay bloody nigh on £100 million for Romelu Lukaku, who's scoring 5 goals less in the Serie A and on the way to winning or the title, then I'm sure this deal for Cristiano Ronaldo, even at 36, 23 million euros, is an absolute bloody genius bit of business for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to get him in there. I mean, the thing is, it doesn't solve the other issues that we've got, but it definitely gives a boost and a lift. And if you've got Ronaldo up there, you're guaranteed to score goals. He's an absolute goal machine. But there you go, Solskjaer pretty much confirming that Cristiano is going to be playing up top there in the number 9 role, which does ask the question, what's going on with Tony? He did play out there on the wide position today. That's what I think is going on with Tony. We'll probably keep it until at least January, maybe the summer, but ultimately it's going to be Rashford's position there. We can get rid of that melter Dan James, though, for now. which we'll also get onto in a little bit. We've got some Dan James news, and hopefully, we can make some room. Okay, we do have a source earlier on today suggesting that Ronaldo may actually still get the number 7 shirt. So I want to talk about this, lads and lasses. So the shirt numbers are big. We don't know what the shirt number is going to be. This is a huge detail, if you ask me, because Ronaldo is Cristiano Ronaldo 7. He's CR7. That's his brand. He's the most followed person in the world. That's his brand, CR7. So I don't see how he could really have any other shirt number. We know that the Premier League was supposedly settled in terms of our submission of the player numbers, and that cannot be touched. But we have a source that says that Ronaldo may get the 7 shirt, which leads me to believe that the club may have found a solution with the Premier League. It was also reported yesterday that Cavani was willing to give up the number. So it's one of those where it seems like, I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything with the Premier League here. Maybe they can make a special circumstance here with Ronaldo. If Cavani's happy to change numbers, then they may be perhaps able to work something out with the Premier League. That's just one of those possibilities in a special situation like this, where it's CR7, where it's Cristiano Ronaldo, where he's bringing so much to the Premier League, and Ronaldo coming to England and coming to Manchester United is going to do bits for the Premier League viewership and just extra income and extra revenue for not just Manchester United, but for the Premier League. They're going to make a lot of money with Cristiano Ronaldo being in the league. So although you might think, they won't do this if the numbers are submitted. Well, if the player's happy to submit and the club put in a special request to maybe have Cristiano Ronaldo have the number 7 shirt, seeing as it's right at the start of the season here, they're not doing it really, far into the season, then it is possible that Ronaldo could still have the number 7 shirt. So we'll see about that one, guys. We'll see about that one, but it does remain up in the air what shirt number he's going to have. It just doesn't seem right to me if he comes out rocking the 37 or the 77 or any other type of number for me. It has to be CR7. So, I think that they might be able to work something out there in some sort of special request. But again, that's not 100%. This is just murmurs and rumours at this moment in time that he still might get that shirt number. What shirt number do you want him to have, lads and lasses? Let me know. Are you like me? You want him to have that 7? Listen, if Cavani's happy to take it off of him, I don't see what the problem is. Just register it. It's right at the start of the season. There you go. Sorry, oops, we made a cheeky little error. We're going to just swap 2 players around. There you go. No dramas. Nice one. And you've also got massive revenue into the league because of this player that we signed. You're welcome, Premier League. So, in my opinion, it could definitely happen. But also, it could still not happen. That's definitely possible. Hey, we got 45 likes on the stream. There's 100 of you legends tuning in right now. Do us a favour and Kung Fu Cantonar, kick that like button, guys. Lynette Giggs, how you doing? She says number 100. That would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? 20 like RVP, says Ronaldo's home. 7 says no. 7 says Mark. 77 says Batman Night Fan. To me, he needs to get that number 7. If there's anything that can be done. I mean, people say that, the numbers are submitted and that's it. Under a special circumstance like Ronaldo coming back to the Premier League, where it's good for everybody, not just United, but also the Premier League. Crikey, I'm sure they'll make an exception. It's not a big deal here. It's right at the start of the season. So I still think that he could be CR7, guys. That's my gut instinct, is that they're going to be unveiling him as CR7, and Cavani's going to get the 9, and Martial, see you later on, son. Also, in regards to players, guys, so other players that are potentially going to be sold at Manchester United. Solskjaer didn't rule out the sale of players between now and the end of the season when asked about it. Solskjaer said, there's been a couple of inquiries for some of our players. With the signing of Cristiano Ronaldo, we might give less playing time to a few. Dan James is a Man United player at the moment. So these are the words from Solskjaer. But if you listen to the words, and he also did say that he's received some offers for players, and he says Dan James is a United player at the moment. I mean, that kind of implicates to me that there is some business going on there with Dan James. He put him in the shop window tonight against Wolves, and Dan James was absolutely gastastic, mate. Do you know what I mean? Not only does he look like Tom Daly, but he plays like him too. In fact, I'd probably rather have had Tom Daly playing right wing for us today, to be fair. At least he might have won us a penalty with his diving ability, whereas Daniel James doesn't even do anything. It's a big shame. It's a big shame, but he's just not good enough for Manchester United. He's Championship level or lower league level. He's a pace merchant and nothing else. And unfortunately, when he gets into those dangerous areas, he doesn't actually do anything with it. We've seen it time and time again. He just runs into the opposition players. He doesn't have the wherewithal or the vision to turn around, shield the ball, find a pass, or get the appropriate ball in. Okay, 1 in 100 might get into the right area, but it's very, very rare from Daniel James that he has any sort of creative outlet. The guy's bang average, basically. So we all know as United fans we should sell it. I mean, smash a 1 in the live chat if you think we should sell Daniel James. Smash a 2 if you want us to keep the guy. But to me, it's 1 all day because he's literally proven guff now. He's played plenty of times for Manchester United. He's holding up the development of somebody else. That's a fact of it. Or not the development, but he's stopping somebody else from playing in the team. I don't see why we even need him in this squad right now. Now, if you look at the depth we've got up top there. On the left-hand side of the pitch, we have a few players that can play there. There is Rashford. Sancho can play there. He played there today. I don't like him there. Should have played him on the right. Don't know what Solskjaer's doing there. But Sancho can play there, so can Tony Martial and Rashford. So there's no big deal there at this moment in time to worry about having to force in Daniel James into the team. And then at the number 9 position, you've got Cristiano Ronaldo, who's going to be coming in, and Cavani, and Mason Greenwood can play there as well. Mason Greenwood can also play on the right-hand side. You have Sancho there too. Ahmad Diallo. We have plenty of options at Manchester United, really, lads and lasses. That's the thing. So I don't see why Daniel James needs to even be here anymore. He definitely needs to be sold. And we've got some news in, some information, that Daniel James is looking likely to be a top target for Brighton before the end of the window. So Brighton now moving to sign Daniel James, and also numerous other teams are asking about him too. That's the latest updates we've got on Daniel James. So last couple of days, Manchester United in the last couple of days, the window might do some business to get players out in order to get 1 CDM in. You look at our player today, Fred, he's absolutely bloody bang average, really, with his range of passing and is just giving the ball away 2 or 3 different times throughout the game. He has cost us in big moments where they've just broke very quickly and almost scored a damn goal. And he's doing that too often. It's clear that he's not up to the standard for Manchester United. I think we can all agree, mate. He's basically better off being the T-boy at this stage for us, or occasionally coming on and being like a late sub. But he's very disappointing for me. I think it's time we moved on from him. Ruben Neves against us today for Wolves was excellent. He's obviously a candidate or a player that we're looking at. But just on the Brighton Daniel James tip, how's about Yves Bissouma, lads and lasses? Yves Bissouma is cheap compared to some of the other options that we're looking at. They can't really keep hold of him if Manchester United come a knocking. It would be very, very difficult for them to do so because Man United's just this huge club full of Galactico teams. And if we come knocking for Bissouma on little Brighton's door, what can they really do to stop that from happening? They're just going to have a really unhappy player on their hands who wants to go and join a big club like Manchester United. So I think there could definitely be a deal done there. Now, Daniel James is supposedly a target for them. We have information to say that it's not realistic that United go and sign somebody like Yves Bissouma or Ruben Neves unless we get rid of a couple of players before the end of the window, i.e. Daniel James and Jesse Lingard. And some information came out tonight that West Ham are no longer interested in Jesse Lingard because of them signing a new player, basically. So his return to West Ham has effectively been ruled out, as Nikola Vlasic signing is likely to end the Hammers' interest in Jesse Lingard. So that's possible. They still might sign him, and I suppose somebody else might come in and sign Jesse Lingard. But there's every possibility that he stays at Manchester United and we don't raise the capital in order to sign another midfielder, and we don't get the player off the books to save the wages off the books. So in my opinion, it's a big shame because it would be so good to get Jesse Lingard off the books. He's on 6 figures a week. Hang on a sec. We have a bit of information here, though, about the Jesse Lingard situation. So, actually, hang on a second. This is good stuff. So just a short while ago, we have an update. Thank you, Matty Rush, for the update here. This is good. So, yes, previously, as we said, that Vlasic signing may scupper that. But it's Manchester Evening News, just a little while ago, 10 minutes or so ago, have reported that West Ham are set to offer 15 million for Jesse Lingard in the wake of the deal for Cristiano Ronaldo. So that's actually really good. So thank you very much for the update there to save me looking like a tit. But we were working on previous information just a moment ago. But that's good information, yeah. United, if we could sell Jesse Lingard, if we could sell Daniel James. I mean, look at that. You're not expecting to get big money for Daniel James and Jesse Lingard right now. What are they worth? 15 million each? 15 million each? 20 million each at tops. So you get 30 or 40 million pounds. Well, that is enough to go and buy somebody like Yves Bissouma or Ruben Neves, give or take. And then what can you do with the wages save? Well, I'm not sure what Daniel James is on in terms of wages, probably like, I don't know, like 60k a week or something. He can't be on much more than 40k a week. What is Daniel James on? If he's on £2,000 a week, it's too much in my opinion. But he's not on a huge amount of money. Jesse, on the other hand, is on big money, 6 figures for a bang average player. So if we could get those players off of our books and get some transfer money revenue generated, then we could definitely go and do some business, and that's what we need to do. Because in terms of CDMs, we are definitely struggling for that position. Here is a rumour then. This is the rumour mate. David Moyes will be meeting with Jesse Lingard this evening. The topic of conversation is unknown, but there's a scenario where Lingard returns on loan to West Ham, possibly after signing a new Manchester United contract. Just a rumour. Very interesting. Okay, well that's quite interesting, isn't it? We'll see what goes on in regards to Lingard and West Ham, but certainly the Daniel James thing does seem like there's a bunch of players interested in him, and because of what Solskjaer said, of course, after the game, when asked about Daniel James, it does seem like, yeah, we're open to getting rid of Daniel James. And rightfully so, because he's bloody bang average, mate. Moisey, that's right. He got the job at a technicality of a legend who recommended you. You are nothing. You are a fool. And you are a waste of time. Good night. See you later on, though, Jesse. It's definitely time for a change of scenery. But because of the other, problem areas, as I say, Fred is not good enough. We've also got an aging Matic there who can do that sort of a job for us, but he could probably do it better than Fred. But still, he's aging, and, I don't think he's up to the standard anymore. You look at something like Yves Bissouma, 24 years of age, last season in the Premier League, had, I think, if it wasn't leading the ball recoveries for a central midfielder in the Premier League, it was second. And also his pass rate and successful pass rate is actually really good compared to, a lot of other CDMs. So he's somebody that's comfortable and content on the ball. In fact, Ian Wright earlier on said that Yves Bissouma would be a perfect fit for Manchester United right now because he's somebody that could be defensively solid, but he's also somebody that can sort of just like be that number 6 and pass it around too. And when you've got players like Bruno and Pogba, and you can just give it them, but you're just, you're just essentially sitting in front of the back line and just letting all the creative players go and run amok, then that's the sort of player that we need. And I do agree with him on that one. Or Ruben Neves. Ruben Neves is a great defensive-minded midfielder too. He's not an out-and-out defender like an Yves Bissouma, but he's definitely defensively solid and gets stuck in. And he's also a great pass master and playmaker. So take your pick, guys. It's one or the other. I would be happy with absolutely anybody at this stage, to be fair. Yeah, let's get bloody Carlton Palmer out of retirement. It can't be that. It can't be any worse, really. Look at Fred just giving it away every single time. My goodness me. Absolute butter toes. Absolute butter toes. That's what I'm going to call him from now on. Butter toes. Because his feet are slippery and he slips over all the time. But not only that, he also fucking gives it away. As soon as he just passes, it's like he's got bloody butter all over his toes, guys. So from now on, we're going to call him Fred Butter Toes. But anyway, yeah, Butter Toes would be good to get him out of the club. If we got Bissouma in, not necessarily out of the club, but as a backup option. He shouldn't be starting in big games. And if we could get something like Bissouma, that would be brilliant, guys. So we'll see what goes on there. It's just murmurs and rumourings at this moment in time. Rumourings. But here's another article on it, guys. So Brighton star Yves Bissouma has dropped a hint amid his future, speculating him to a last-minute transfer to either United or Liverpool before the window closes. He says, I find it hard to digest this defeat. By the way, what we want to win our 3rd game in a row for a great club with incredible fans. But unfortunately, as we say in football, nothing is planned in advance, but the best is yet to come. Focus for the next one, he posted. Quite interesting stuff. Also, Graham Potter, when asked about him a couple of days ago in regards to Yves Bissouma and his current availability, he said this: I have been answering questions about Yves for a long time. It's part of a daily routine. I answer questions about Yves, or when Tariq Lamptey was fit, it was him. It's just a part of football, he said. He's enjoying his football. I can't control what others do or think. I know he's with us. You can see from his performances, he's committed to Brighton. So we're delighted with that. So, he's not saying that he's available. He's saying all the right things, but it doesn't sound like, that's guaranteed that he's staying. He's not said, oh no, he's definitely a Brighton player. He's not saying, he's just said, I can't control what others do. So if United come in with a big bid and the owners at Brighton there feel like it's a good enough offer, and the player says, yeah, sorry, boss, that's it. I don't want to play for anymore. That's it. United have come knocking, I'm off. Then they're going to have to come to some sort of an agreement. So it's still possible, guys, but it does depend. It really does hinge on Manchester United selling other players and getting rid of players like Lingard and also Daniel James before the end of the window, which could happen. But we have some sources saying that the Daniel James situation is moving by the hour, and Brighton would have a fair chance of signing him at this stage. So that's really good. And maybe if we could do a deal for Dan James, they'd be open to us doing a deal for Bissouma. Or if it's not a swap deal, then as I say, 2 separate deals, but you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. So that could be a good setup and a good situation for everybody, really. And that could make a lot of sense. So yeah, very, very exciting about that. If we can get rid of a couple of players, it's almost, that game was almost the perfect game. Maybe Solskjaer's done that on purpose, I don't know. It's almost the perfect game to put a case forward for the necessity of signing a new CDM. It really is. Like, it's almost like you said to Fred, hey, listen, Fred, just play a bit shit today, mate. You know? Because Fred was pretty damn wayward, and it just sort of goes to further highlight the problem area that is that CDM position for us. So now we can sort of make a case to the recruitment team and say, look, if we really want to win, I know we've got big Don Ronaldo up top, but we need somebody who can actually stop the opposition from getting forward so quickly and also win it back for us, be destructive, but get us going too. And Fred ain't it. So maybe that is, it's almost like the perfect game just to highlight that anyway. Just want to give you this stat here. Bruno Fernandes is in his 3rd season at Manchester United and still hasn't lost an away game in the league. Obviously, we made it 28 away on the road. Can we just get some Bruno Fernandes Portuguese Magnifico emojis in there, please, everybody? But hang on a sec, that's amazing. It's his 3rd season. You know, okay, he did join through half a season, but it's his 3rd season, and he's still not lost a bloody away game. That's unbelievable in the league. That is absolutely unbelievable. Okay, guys, I want to get into this news for you, actually. So, more Amad Diallo news. Yes, Bruno, get it in there. Thank you, Lou, man. Appreciate you. Francois Coq, what's going on? If we buy a midfielder, do you think Ollie will play him or not? Because he loves Fred. Fred, surely he will. If we buy somebody now, he's going to have to play him and not Fred. I'm surprised he's not playing Donny. I see what you're saying. He doesn't seem to want to select certain players. Should be giving Donny the nod ahead of Fred, really. Even if he's not an out-and-out defensive midfielder, he's not going to give the ball away as much. But I want to talk to you about this, guys. So Amad Diallo, the deal with Amad Diallo, I'll just get it up on the screen actually here, lads and lasses. So we do have some info in regards to Amad Diallo. Juventus are not considering, oh sorry, that's in regards to Aubameyang and Sergio Aguero and Eden Hazard. You can read that on your own. It's agreement reached for Amad Diallo to Feyenoord with player in Manchester United since yesterday. Also medical and travel scheduled. But the deal is now in danger because of an injury. Diallo had an injury in the last training session with Man United. Deal now at risk. And we've also got another bit of information that Matty Rushmano has given me to say that the deal is basically off at this moment in time. I mean, Fabrizio, as far as I'm concerned, unless I missed something recently, has not confirmed that that deal is indeed off. But it does look like that Diallo's picked up some sort of an injury, and so passing a medical would be problematic. And also just maybe at this moment in time, he may be out for a little while longer than they actually want. So yeah, I mean, that is a bit of a problem for Amad Diallo going on loan to Feyenoord, guys. I actually think this is really good for us, though. I personally think it's pretty good for us because what we need to do is get rid of Daniel James and then we can give some opportunities to Diallo. Diallo's clearly a good young player. We paid 40 million quid for the guy. Going to Feyenoord would have been good to get regular game time. How's about instead of playing fucking Daniel James, we give the game time to Amad Diallo instead? I can't see how it's going to be any worse. Only difference is he's actually got a huge ceiling and high potential. This is it. Frank Arneson, Feyenoord's technical director. This is a direct quote from him. He said, he got injured, it's cancelled, the loan. I spoke with the people at Manchester United. It's more reasonable to let him recover at his club. He might be out for a while. So, I mean, that's what Frank Arneson said. We haven't got, as far as I know, I haven't got official confirmation of anything from Fab that it's definitely off. But, well, hey, looks like that Amad deal might not be happening right now then, lads and lasses. What do you think about that, guys? Are you happy that Amad Diallo's staying? I personally am, as long as Daniel James gets sold. If Daniel James is sold in this window, then I'm happy with it, mate. I'm very, very happy with it. Oh, check this out, guys. We've got some more. Oh, big news, guys. Big news has just come in regards to Daniel James. Check this out. Big news. Leeds United are open to a loan or even a permanent deal for Daniel James, with MUFC valuing him at £20 million from Adam Crafton here. Hey, that's very, very decent bit of news coming in, guys. Hopefully Leeds are in for Daniel James as well. We've heard previously that Leeds were interested. In fact, there was a time before he signed for Man United where Daniel James was actually going to sign for Leeds, and I can't remember what happened now, but it all got scuppered at the last moment, and he didn't sign for them. So, it almost happened before. It's known that Bielsa likes him. That makes sense too. But Brighton are definitely one of the clubs that are also talking to Manchester United about Daniel James. And now we understand that Leeds are also talking about a loan move or even a permanent deal for Daniel James. So that's brilliant, guys. Hopefully Daniel James is no longer a Manchester United player. Smash a 69 if you'd like to see the back of Daniel James. That sounded a bit wrong. It sounded a little bit wrong. Okay. So, let's get into the live chat for a little bit, guys. We've got some other things to talk about as well, but I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on some of the topics we've already discussed here. So, do get your thoughts and opinions in. I'll just make that size. Have a great time, James, says Fire Ghost Boys. Fire Ghost Boys with a 69 in there. Lots of people getting those 69s in there to say that they want to see Daniel James gone. Batman Knight fans loving it. Ben Foster, the cycling goalkeeper. What's going on? What's happening, Mateus Emmanuel? Plenty of stuff. Plenty of stuff's happening at this moment, dude. So just the main thing we were talking about there is that Amad Diallo is unlikely to be joining Feyenoord now on loan. I guess it still might happen, but the technical director at Feyenoord has come out and said it's off. And Romano a few hours ago just gave us an update to say that the deal is in danger because Amad Diallo's picked up an injury, and because it might be a reasonably long-term injury, or at least a few weeks, or even if it's only a couple of weeks, it's best for him to recover at Manchester United there. So I think it's a good bit of news for us, because as long as Daniel James is gone, I'd rather have Amad Diallo around as sort of like a backup or somebody to come in and play in those cup games or off the bench for 20 minutes here and there, or in a game like today where you feel like you've got a good enough team overall to beat a weaker opposition, so you can just put one or two in to blood them, give them some opportunities occasionally. That's the sort of thing I'm thinking about. Hey, Raheem Khan, it's going well. How are you doing? Lucifer says, you love Daniel James, but Leeds suits him. Leeds does actually really suit him, yeah. The Bielsa probably would get a lot out of Daniel James. They play that rapid, pacey style football. He might be decent. I just think his output is crap. His final ball is crap. Joel Glazer says, hi, money. Get out of here, Joel Glazer. Right, we got a bit of further information, guys. Thank you very much. So, potentially a bidding war could take place then for Daniel James. That would be nice. They're going to start the bidding at £1.56. So, Manchester United are ready to listen to offers for Daniel James ahead of the end of the transfer window. A number of Premier League clubs have been made aware Marcelo Bielsa remains an admirer and would like Leeds to sign Daniel James. So that's a latest source as well. Brilliant, guys. Little piece of information there. So hopefully we could see Daniel James going out with Manchester United's transfer window this year. That would be brilliant. Brilliant. I want a permanent move for him. Don't dick around with no loan moves. We don't need to put him out on a loan move. In fact, let me ask you that question, because I'll just play devil's advocate for a second. You know how I feel. But Daniel James, he's only 22 or 23-ish. 22, I think he is. He's still got a lot of development to do. He's still a young kid, really. Like, give him a couple of years of development and he could be a much better player. I still feel like, look, if you're a headless chicken, how can you put a head on a headless chicken? You know, once you've taken the head off a headless chicken, it might run around for a while before it dies, but you can't really reattach that head, not without some really serious high-tech surgery anyway. So so I don't know if he's ever going to be that good of a player, because he's already a headless chicken, and can he get that intelligence and vision and all that sort of stuff into his game ever? The answer to me is probably not to the standard that we need. So I would be much more up for a permanent move, but because he is young, because he does have potential, maybe you could loan him out for a season. He would get some game time opportunities and develop and be a better player by the time he came back. I guess that's true. Mark O says we've almost got 100 likes on the stream. Nice one, Marco. Bacon Brigade, assemble! Do us a favour, everyone. Give it a cheeky little like spike. Smash a thumbs up. Let's see if we can hit that 100. Loan him, Pig. DJ, yes, Vincent Bullock. I think that's a good, fair enough idea. Okay, loan or sell then, though, guys. Loan or sell. Daniel James, loan or sell. Viraj Velasquez says Camavinga. Thing is though, Viraj, Camavinga is not really a proper defensive midfielder. Like, if you actually look at his, I read a profile. It's not like I've watched all his games at Snad Rens, but I read a profile on him about his performances, and it seemed like he's definitely a box-to-box player, somebody that gets forward, and he actually creates chances for his teammates by beating other players more so than his, like, passing ability. like dribbling into dangerous areas is what this article was saying, right? And to me, that sounds like more of a box-to-box player rather than somebody that's going to sit in front of the back line. And, you know, he is 18, though. He's a very malleable player in the sense that you can mould him and turn him into a really, really good player. But I don't know. I mean, you know, he would be more of a Pogba replacement to me, or a future Pogba type player. Camavinga, he's good attacking as well. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think that would be the answer, as well as he's 18 years of age. He's only 18 years of age. There's not too many 18 years of age players in the world that could slot into Manchester United and make them better week in, week out. So that's my biggest concern about him. He's too young. I think he's too young right now. I'd like us to sign him, and he's cheap, and we should definitely go and try and get him, because he could be a future star, and he's still really great right now. I mean, he's in the France setup already at 18 years of age. So I would like to get him, but I don't think he's the problem solver for us this season to make us win the title. I think what we need is one of three players. One of three players, really. Well, one of many players, really, if you're talking about, you know, ideally people like Wilfred and Ndidi. But realistically, there's three players, isn't there, that we could potentially sign that we've been linked to this summer. Yves Bissouma's one at Brighton there, who would probably do a really good job for us. You've also got Ruben Neves over at Wolves again today. Very impressive performance from Ruben Neves against us. Fucking bossing it, absolutely doing bits, creating chances for his teammates galore. Bit of a dirty, cheating, lying bastard, trying to get Pogba sent or whatever a bit later on, trying to win that for his teammate. But, you know, still, great performance by him, and he's had a great season so far, and had a great season last season. And he's only 24. He would definitely be a good player for us with that Portuguese connection with the likes of Bruno Fernandes and, of course, Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. So that would be a fantastic signing too. And then you've also got Sal over at Atletico Madrid. So I'm just going to get a little poll in the live chat, guys, based on those three. Who do you want to sign? Who do you want to sign? Simple as that, really. I'm going to say Neves, Bissouma, or Sal. You know, in terms of realistic possibility, I guess those are the three most realistic. There's other players that we could be looking at, like Declan Rice. Maybe if Jesse Lingard was to be used as a make-weight for the deal with West Ham, etc. But most realistically, probably the cheaper ones, players like Bissouma, Sal, Neves. Thank you for subscribing, by the way. We got a few new subscribers here. Who is that? Thank you very much for subscribing there, Martin, and also QVX Kingston. Thank you guys for getting involved and subscribing to the channel. Nice to have you aboard the Bacon Express. Please do keep your arms and legs and all other appendages inside the vehicle at all times. And hang on to your seats, baby, because this one's going to be a screamer of a transfer window. Joni Corhanin, how you going there? Thank you for subscribing. Right then, lads and lasses. So plenty of possibilities in the midfield. I have just asked you the poll question right there. So do have your vote. Let's see if we can get, I don't know, a couple of hundred votes on it by the end of the stream to get a good idea of who the fan base wants to see signed. So there's three realistic players. Saul is maybe the less realistic now out of the few of them. I've heard that there's some stumbling blocks and, you know, pretty much maybe not happening. But Neves is a possibility if we were prepared to stump up the cash. But the longer we leave it, the less likely it is. And Bissouma, to me, at this moment in time, in my eyes, is probably the most likely, because Brighton are understood to have an interest in Daniel James. If they're talking to us right now about Daniel James, then there's a good chance we're talking to them about Yves Bissouma, about a potential of a deal and would they have interest and how much for, etc. if we were to come knocking in a couple of days' time once we've sold a couple of bloody rejects. Yeah, you're right. You're right, though, Wormy Spoons. He says Bissouma is on everybody's radar. Absolutely. Yves Bissouma is supposedly on the radar of Liverpool as well and many other clubs. It's a very good point you made there, because he's a great player. He's only 24. He's impressive in the Premier League. I'm not saying he's like a world-class super talent right now, but as far as like what we need and the role that we need to fill, for his age as well, he's just perfect, because he's going to get better as well over the next few seasons. Marco says Bissouma all day. Aaron Homeyard, thank you, mate. He says, smash that like for the pig. Thank you very much, Aaron Homeyard. I appreciate that one, man. Neves or Bissouma, says Shazad. Bissouma or Camavinga, says Viraj. Hey there, Leone Maware, says Neves. Neves, nice player. Man United knows the league good, says Fire Goes Boys. This is what you cannot discount as well. That's why the Sal deal is one where you go, yeah, okay, fair enough, but is he definitely going to come in slotting right away and do the bits? A lot of people think Sal's the best of the three, but, you know, doing it in the Premier League is something else. It's different footballing culture. And then you look at players like Bissouma and Neves with that experience doing it in the Premier League already, particularly Neves. doing it to a higher standard in a higher rated team. Well, last couple of seasons anyway. They had a bit of a shitter last year in the end, but definitely he's been a very impressive player over the last couple of seasons in the Prem. Hey, thank you very much, Matty Rushmano, for another update here. He's just sent me some live updates. Okay, excellent. So yes, several clubs after Daniel James. Brighton are favourites due to Leeds links as well. So let's take a look at this. Adam Crafton says New Jan Dame open to approaches. Several Premier League clubs monitoring. Leeds would like to do the deal. They do a loan or have funds. 20 million for a permanent deal. Nice. So yes, it does seem like this is reported on The Athletic that Daniel James could be a big target for Marcelo Bielsa at Leeds. And also Brighton is on the agenda as well, guys. So get in there, my son. Hopefully Daniel James will not be a Man United player much longer. No disrespect or anything. Good luck to him. He's a young lad. He's tried. He's just shit. So you've got to cut your losses at some point and move them on. Solskjaer's lost all faith in him now, I think. That's why he ripped him off after 7 minutes in the second half and put Cavani on, because he said to him at half-time, listen, Daniel James, you're having an absolute bloody stinker. Do this, do that, otherwise you're off. Do it now. When you get out there. He's given him 7 minutes. He's not done it. He's continued to be shit, and he's gone, get off my pitch. I've seen him do it at Jesse Lingard before, and then he didn't play him for like a bloody year and load him out and stuff. So, in my opinion, this is the end for Daniel James at Manchester United. Hey, Just Troubles, thank you so much. Thank you very much, Just Troubles, for getting in here, bud. I really do appreciate you for your $2 super chat, man. Get in there, you handsome bastard. Let's see what he says. He says the EPL table, Tottenham top, Arsenal bottom. Mind the gap. Hashtag mind the gap. That is fucking awesome, isn't it? I tell you what, somebody needs to make a t-shirt with the current Premier League table as it is and put mind the gap across it. Definitely, and sell it to all Spurs fans, because they would buy that shit. They actually would buy that shit, wouldn't they? Okay, so I'm actually going to just get that up really quickly just because it is funny. Or it's not necessarily funny, but it's just to show you what's going on. So the current league table as it is, lads and lasses. I'll just put it over here. Just put it over here for a second. As you can see, Manchester United are in third place after that result today against Wolves. 2 games won and 1 draw against Southampton last week. +5 goal difference. Tottenham doing well, to be fair, winning the first 3 games of the season. Son Heung-min scoring today. You've got West Ham in second place. David Moyes doing absolute bitty bits there, as you can see. Chelsea up there, of course. Liverpool, they both drew, so they dropped a couple of points against each other. Man City bottled 1 game, so we're ahead of them by a point. And then the rest of it, you look at Brighton have had a good start this season. A very good start. Leicester have had a good start this season. And then Brentford have had a really good start this season. They've done fantastic just coming up, of course, smashing up Arsenal. First game of the season. Guess who there, Brentford. Now down to the bottom of the table, guys. Obama69 says, Arsenal laughs my fucking arse off. Football nerds already laughing his fucking arse off. You know the drill, guys. Get those fucking laughy face emojis in there and let's all laugh at the fucking Gooners. AKA the North London bottle job merchants. They're going down. They're going down. They're going. Arsenal's going down. I think they are, guys. Nah, I don't know about that. They won't. They should sack Arteta, though, and get somebody else in. Otherwise, they might actually be going down, in all honesty. But that is pretty ridiculous, though. Arsenal literally, I mean, mind the fucking gap. I'll just put that there, actually. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Let's put it there. That's way better. That's way better. That's way better. Okay, so, yes, guys, very, very awesome start to the season. I'm very happy we won today. It was so important to get the win and keep the pace and all that kind of business and go into the international break looking good. But it's highlighted the problems we've got in the team, particularly 2 problems. Daniel James is shite for a start. We need to get somebody, to buy him from us, basically. And then Fred is absolutely bang average when it comes to being able to distribute the football. Sorry to say, he is good, defensively. He's a decent player, can get himself around and get those tackles in and be a nuisance and a little terrier and nip at people's ankles. but he's not the sort of player to me that can dictate a game in any fashion whatsoever. He can't pull the strings. He can't thread people through. He can't even really make the right decisions just to do the right thing, like just turn around and pass a short, simple one back. Sometimes he just seems to spam it forward. He doesn't have that understanding, that intelligence to the level that we need, like a Michael Carrick type player who can just read the game, you know, or like a Kante's very good at winning it back and just giving it to his teammates and taking it forward. You also look at players like Cloud Makalele over the years. You know, I'm just saying, like, examples of players who can defend but are also great pass masters too. Fred is not that. Fred's not that, I'm afraid. So Ruben Neves would be great. Sal would be great. And I think Bissouma would be absolutely brilliant. I hope we can see some business done before the window, guys. I'll just ask you in the live chat now, how many players do you think Manchester United signed between now and the end of the window? The window shuts in a couple of days' time. Do you think that we sign any more players before the window slams shut? And how many? 0, 1, 2? Let me know. 2 would just be ridiculous. Could you imagine if we signed 2 players? Steve Nichols says, in boxing there was Butterbean. In United we have Butterbooch. Yeah, I call him Butter Toes, Steve Nichols. That's what I call Fred from now on, Butter Toes. He literally has butter on his toes. That's why he slips up all the time. And also why he can't bloody spray a pass to save his life, mate. Somebody's put fucking Lurpak on his boots, mate. You know, like how big Adama Traore is greasing up with fucking Lurpak. I think somebody's accidentally fucking swapped some of the boot polish with fucking Lurpak or something on Fred's boots, mate. Because he's Butter Toes galore. Rice isn't elite. They want elite money for him. Bad buy. Exactly. He's not worth 70 million or 90 million or whatever they're talking about. Hey, check this out. Check this out, lads and lasses. Some more information here coming through. There have been suggestions Manchester United might receive interest in Tony Martial before the transfer window closes. So that's another bit of information we got. Tony Martial is definitely a player that I would be happy for us to get rid of if it means being able to go and sign a top quality midfielder. I've said this many times. He's kind of surplus to requirements for me. And if Ahmad Diallo is no longer going on loan, which it seems like he might not be because Fabrizio Romano gave us an update. And of course, we heard from the technical director at Feyenoord as well in regards to Ahmad Diallo's deal breaking down there potentially. You could see Diallo just take over that backup role as a either side winger and get some game type and develop. So it's not like we're going to be left short there. It just means that instead of Diallo going out on loan, Diallo stays and Daniel James is sold. And that way there's no real loss of any personnel. We haven't lost any bodies, and it does make quite a bit of sense to me. So, yeah, that's fantastic if Martial was on the radar for anybody. But who? I mean, who do you think could sign him, guys? Who do you think could sign Tony Martial? He's on 200 grand a week. He's on 200 grand a week. I mean, actually, you know, if you're talking about that tweet from Fabrizio earlier where he said about the Juventus situation, they're not currently interested in, you know, who was it, Aubameyang and various other players. I mean, I could maybe see Juventus having a pop. But it's unlikely. He's on a lot of money. Varane's much better than Ben White, says Fire Ghost Boys. Mate, you know what? Arsenal paid 50 million quid for Ben White. I think they thought they were getting something else, guys. I don't know. But it's very, very strange to pay that much money for a Brighton player who's had one top flight season and played one time for England, and they paid 50 million quid for him. It literally puts the Slabby Maguire deal into comparison and makes you think that that's not that bad value, really. Because at least he's like getting us to, you know, European finals in it for England and stuff. Ben White isn't even playing at that level. Varane was great today for a first game. Let's talk about Raphael Varane, guys. AKA fucking Zeus or something. I don't know. He's like a god in that defense for us already. He gets a solid 8 out of 10 performance for me today. His passing was great. He cleared away a lot of balls in the air. He just jumped up like a bloody big French salmon and hoofed it away with that lovely bonce. And just got it away many times, got some good blocks in. It wasn't like a proper back to the wall where he's full on 90 minutes defending non-stop. But everything he was asked of pretty much, you know, was answered very, very well by Raphael Varane. He had the most impressive performance out of anybody in the defence. So that tells you everything, really. I mean, Maguire, you know, was solid, but at 1 or 2 moments he messed up a couple of times. But Varane was solid as a damn rock. Wan-Bissaka was good and Luke Shaw was good, but Varane gets the highest rating out of the back line for me. And bear in mind, that's his first game. And bear in mind how crazy that game was, really. Like, Wolves were fucking tearing us apart. They were all over the wide positions. Big Adama and Trincao ripped us apart. They're doing all sorts of bloody problems for us. To finish it with a clean sheet and for Varane to look so good is very impressive in his first damn game playing for us. So, yeah, what a signing that is, guys. That is an amazing signing. That's a better signing than Ronaldo for Manchester United. It actually is. Maybe not from a commercial point of view, but for the team, for what we need, it's better. Excuse me, guys. Don't mind me, I'm just choking to death here. Bloody hell. Wrong hole, exactly, Marco. That's what she said. No sound, says Adfilling Skills. That's because I was coughing violently into the microphone, guys, and I didn't want to offend any of your ears. Anyway, so... Man down. Let's go, Bissouma, says Viraj. Right, okay, so... What was I just talking about, guys, before I started to choke to death? Yeah, you know, definitely we need to get some players in, get Jesse out to West Ham ideally or somewhere, and get Daniel James out to Brighton or Leeds before the window closes, generate that 30 or 40 million pounds that it would generate, and it saves us about 150 grand a week off the wage bill as well. And then you can just go and buy a really good player, Yves Bissouma or Saul or, of course, Ruben Neves. That's the idea anyway, so I could still see it happening. And as I said, that game today against Wolves is the perfect game to go and take a case that we definitely need a top quality CDM coming in. Thank you, Matty Rushmano, for the update here. Nice. So that's excellent. So yes, gaining momentum in regards to Jesse Lingard. That's excellent stuff. So Jesse Lingard could be on his way out. Lingard is surplus to requirements at Manchester United. He's on a lot of money. He's not going to be playing in the squad this season. He's not a go-to option off the bench. He's like a backup to a backup. So he's probably going to go, guys. If West Ham come a knocking, Jesse's going to go a rocking, I think. And then if we get rid of Daniel James, it could happen. I'm going to ask you this, lads and lasses in the live chat. What percentage chance do you think we have to sign a CDM before the window closes? What percentage chance do you think that Manchester United sign a CDM before the window closes? I'm going to say 60%. I think it's 60%. There's still a lot of stuff to do. It's dependent on what teams will accept for players like Yves Bissouma. If they ask for 60 million, well, we're not going to do the business. But if we can pay 40 million for him, you might get the job done. Same goes for Ruben Neves. Same goes for Saul. You know, it depends on what these clubs are wanting for these players. But it's quite obvious United have the problem in midfield. We see that. We see all the rest of the team being quality. The defence is now great. The attack's absolutely colossal. So the problem area is the midfield. And what's the point of having all these great players if we're just going to be let down, if we can't turn defence into attack? So it's apparent we need to get somebody in there, which is why I think we're going to have one last little splurge and get somebody in and just have the perfect 10 out of 10 transfer window. I'm calling it, guys. The Glazers had to do it, really, and we're seeing rumours of players going out. Well, why are we absolutely, you know, trying desperately to get rid of players in the last couple of days of the window? Well, we do need to get them out, but it's also because I think we're trying to generate a bit of cash to get players in. Right, I'm going to get into the live chat. I'm just going to give a very quick rundown, and then we'll get into this live chat and see what you legends have got to say about any of the topics we covered. But very quickly, to give you a quick update on all the stuff we covered in this video, if you're just joining us, United confirmed that Cristiano Ronaldo is expected to arrive at the club a few days before Newcastle. One on social was asked about it after the Wolves game. He also confirmed that Cristiano Ronaldo will be playing at the centre-forward position for Manchester United. That's where he sees him. He says he's evolved as a player, obviously, from the days when he was a left winger, right winger, marauderer, and now he's going to be sees him more as that goal scorer, centre-forward, wants him in the box scoring goals. We've also got a source that says that Ronaldo may not actually be stuck in terms of not being able to get the shirt number. Like, he could still have the number 7, depending on if Manchester United can make a special request to the Premier League, seeing as it's just at the start. just after we've submitted numbers. And because it is CR7, who's a special case, it's his brand, CR7. He's the most followed, biggest footballer name in the world. And it's going to give the Premier League so many more eyes on their product and so much more money generated in the Premier League because of him playing in the league. So it's a win-win for everybody. They might just make an exception. And if Cavani's happy, it's understood Cavani wouldn't stand in the way of Ronaldo taking the 7 if that's what's going to stop the bloody deal, etc. Well, not stop the deal, but if that's what's going to, be the best for the team, and he understands it's Ronaldo, then that could still happen, even though there's lots of reports to say that the finalised numbers, they've been sent and that's it, you can't change them. For Ronaldo, you can change them. It's only start of the season. We're not even doing anything major. We're just swapping a couple of players, that's all. We're just giving Cavani a different number and Ronaldo the 7. It's no big deal, is it? Also, we have discussed Ronaldo, of course, the Cavani number. Solskjaer said there's been inquiries into some players, but for now, Daniel James is a Manchester United player when asked after the game. But he didn't say that, we're ruling out the sale of any players before the window. He said there's been various bids for players, and but for now, Dan James is a Manchester United player. That's what he said. Brighton are understood to be moving for Daniel James, as are Leeds. And also, Feyenoord have confirmed basically that Ahmad Diallo is not going to be going on loan there now because of picking up an injury in the last few hours. And Fabrizio tweeted about, we haven't got official confirmation of whether he's staying or going just yet, but the technical director at Feyenoord's ruled it out from what we know from some quotes we've seen. And Fabrizio Romano talked about it earlier and said that the deal may now be dead simply because Ahmad's just got a fresh injury. So that might be the problem there, guys, which also could mean Dan James is being sold, and instead of allowing Diallo out on loan, we're simply keeping him to play that backup role that Daniel James was going to play. So actually that does play into that narrative also. We also have some news in regards to Bissouma. Brighton links, with Manchester United obviously being interested in Bissouma. Ian Wright said earlier on that that's exactly the sort of player that we should go for, and I agree with him. Lingard has been linked heavily with West Ham. Bruno Fernandes is in his 3rd season at Man United and still hasn't lost an away game in the league. So there's actually a lot of news this evening, guys, as well, to be fair. A lot of news this evening, eh? De Gea, a little quote from him, says, 28 unbeaten games away from home. It is something difficult to make. But now it is time to fight for titles, not records. Go on, David De Gea. Let's fire us to the title, lad. And Varane, when asked about it afterwards, he said to MUTV, the atmosphere is fantastic and the game was very fast. You have a lot of action during the game. You have to be focused and concentrated because it never stops. Also, Newcastle United are favourites to sign Manchester United's Phil Jones 6-1 ahead of the transfer deadline day, guys. Phil Jones, get in there. Come on, that would be amazing. That truly would be. I'm not even talking about possibly Phil Jones going. That's why I haven't really mentioned it at this point, because I feel like he's just stuck at United. He doesn't want to go anywhere. Just want to drive his pink Lambo into training every day and get paid a shitload. But hey, look, if it was possible, get it done. Even if we have to pay 70% of his wages, get him off of our books. So that was another piece of information that I had, and also that West Ham are primed to make a cut price deal or a cut price offer for Jesse Lingard. Also, we got a quote from Pogba after the game. Pogba on his start of the season, he says, I hope to break the record of most assists or win the league. I'll help my team win the league, and that's what my goal is. He said, I would say this is our strongest squad since his arrival, but in the end, you have to want to win. You can be strong, but without trophies, you will not be the best. Pogba said, Mason, I think he's more left foot. He dribbles more with his left, but to shoot, he can shoot with both. His finishing is unreal. I think he's the best finisher that I've seen, that I've trained with. I mean, that's pretty high praise from Paul Pogba at 28 years of age. He says he's the best finisher that he's seen and trained with so far, which, you know, for Pogba, who's a World Cup winner who plays for France, who's played for Juve, and he's not wrong, really, because Mason Greenwood just has that knack of putting it in the back of the net. He's now scored 9 goals in his last 11 Premier League appearances. Mason Greenwood is the GOAT. I think from now on, we shouldn't even call him Mason Greenwood. We should just simply call him Mason Goatwood and get those GOAT emojis in there anytime we talk about him, because at 19, it's proven to be like a prodigal son. Anyway, right. Anyway, I'm going to get into the comment section now, guys. What do you want to get off your chest? Have your say. Everybody's welcome to have their opinion. I'll stick around for a little bit longer and chat to you legends. Rushmano says we've got 118 likes on the stream. Let's see if we can get... We've got 168 watching. Let's see if we can get 168 likes on the stream. If you're just joining and getting involved, do smash that like button. It's free to do so. It gives us a boost up there on the algorithm and helps us compete with some of the bigger clickbait merchant channels, conglomerate corporations, etc. So do us a favor and hit that like button if you like this this free and independent content, lads and lasses. You know how we do. You got to put £6 on to win a pound, says Vincent Bullock. It's the opposite way round. Genlo says, laugh my ass off. What a pity for an Arsenal fan to take shots at us. He has to bring City into the picture. Is there an Arsenal fan in here giving it the Billy Big Bollocks or something? Are you kidding me? I mean, that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. How could they possibly be giving it the Billy Big Bollocks right now? They're literally a laughing stock right now. Literally Arsenal at 20th place, looking more likely to get relegated than finish mid-table. Quite hilarious. Yeah, Marco, I'm with you on that one. He says Greenwood over Rashford over Martial. We're definitely in terms of like finishing and just natural ability, goal scoring ability. I think that's probably fair. Genlos, I've lost my ass off. Oh no, sorry, I read that one, didn't I? Right, I'm going to end that vote there really quickly. Have a quick final vote. It's very close actually between the two players. We've had 189 votes on it. Who do you want to sign at this moment in time? 45% say Ruben Neves, 41% say Bissouma, and only 14% say Sal. So I'm just going to end that poll right there, lads and lassies. I think that's a pretty good indicator of where the fan base is at. So we'd be happy with either Bissouma or Neves, two proven Premier League players, both at a similar age, who will both offer us something defensively, but also be able to, you know, actually pass the ball, unlike little Freddie. Matthias Emmanuel, Mason Van Goatwood. He is a bit Van Persie-esque as well. Dylan Offert says Sancho. Sancho was shit today. Hopefully he doesn't play like that again. Mate, Sancho was absolute poodoo magoo today, mate, wasn't he? Holy crap. 73 million quid. You what? No, I'm just kidding. Listen, he's got plenty of time to adapt and learn and get better. Also, I just don't think he's match sharp and match fit right now. He doesn't look 100%. His touch is a little bit off. I don't know. He's definitely not 100% raring to go right now at this moment in time. He will be soon, though. Give him a couple of games. He's only just come into the side. Give him 1 or 2 more games. Get his match sharpness up there, his fitness up there, his conditioning, that little bit of, you know, pace and quickness to his play again. And he will be, I think, an absolute boss for us. But definitely today, you have to say it was a 3 out of 10 performance. It was very lackluster, didn't do anything. I feel for him because he's not a left-sided player, really. I mean, he can play there. Wingers do switch over. You know, he can play as the inside forward on the left, or he can play as the winger on the right, etc. But he usually plays on the right-hand side. If he was played on the right, he'd have probably been a little bit more at home and maybe done a bit better. I don't really know why Solskjaer switched over Daniel James and Sancho. I truly believe Daniel James is best on the left, and I believe Sancho's best on the right. So I don't really get that. David Srinivasan comments and says Mason is clinical. It certainly is. He's so clinical, you might as well start calling him Dr. Greenwood. Big God Bob says, I nicknamed him Mason Goatwood last year. Okay, that's you. You can take that then, Big God Bob. You can have the credit, sir. Mately Flying Pig says, now we need Rashi back. We do for that left-hand side. But, you know, he's not going to be taking that number 9 role or anything. There's going to be going to Cristiano. These stats are irrelevant. You still won't win anything this season, just like Arsenal, says Arsenal Manic. Now we need Rashi. You what? Wormy Spoons, maybe Dortmund have done you up like a kipper, says Wormy Spoons. I don't think so. He's only 21, this guy. I mean, I don't see how his stats can be inflated by Dortmund, really. I mean, his stats speak for themselves in the Bundes. He just needs to get into the flow and also get that sharpness and fitness back and just get used to the Premier League. It is a different intensity league. It's a harder league. He's coming into a harder league. But being 21 years of age, he can adapt and he can learn pretty quick, I think. Sancho's match fit, but the team don't play to his strengths. We don't hold on to the ball well enough. So true, Toya Edoshi. That's a very good point as well. It's not like we were really helping him out today. The whole team didn't really perform or play or keep hold of the ball well at all. JB says Mason Greenwood always hits the target. He's so good in front of goal. Big time. Yeah, he does. Very, very rarely misses. He had 1 skewed past the post today, which was like half a foot wide. That's about all he ever misses by, really. What's the news about Trippier? He's not coming to United by the looks of it, Viraj. No. Diogo Diallo popped on at the end of the game today, didn't he, on for Wan-Bissaka? I think you're going to see that a lot this season. Diallo has, he turned down Dortmund, but I think also United had something to do with that, where they've just said to Diallo, look, we need you this season. We're gonna develop you. You're gonna play games. You're gonna play cup games. You're gonna play these European games against BSC young boys and whatever, various different whatever. He's gonna play some games, but obviously Wan-Bissaka is gonna be the main man. That gives us something different going forward as well when we got Diallo. And yeah, I think that's the smart move, because if there is any money freed up now between now and the end of the window, if we can sell Lingy and James or anybody, Phil Jones say, then the priority position is there to fill, which is the CDM. Whereas the right back positions, it's not ideal. We would perhaps like somebody a bit better there, depth wise, to challenge our Wan-Bissaka, but it's not a problem area massively as long as Wan-Bissaka stays fit. So, yeah, in my opinion, Bissouma, Sal, Neves, one of these guys is the most important position to find. Matthias Emmanuel says, Dr. Mason, this guy is hilarious. Thank you, Matthias Emmanuel. Well, he's very, very surgical, isn't he? He's a surgeon out there, mate, basically. I picture him in one of those, doctor jackets with the stethoscope and everything. Is that weird of me? Anyway, Batman says, sell Martial, give number 9 to Ronaldo for a year. That'll do me as well, Batman Knife, and I'm happy with that. That's a very good point as well. We didn't even talk about that. So there's a bit up in the air about the number 7 position. We've talked about it earlier on. But the number 9, I mean, if Martial does end up being sold, and there is understood to be some interest from clubs, but we'll see what happens, then yeah, that's quite an easy fix, isn't it, really? You give Ronaldo the 9 for a bit of time, or even you just do a swap at some point when you can. A nice one, John Evans. Have a good evening there, John Evans. Thank you so much for getting in, pal. There's only one doctor, Dr. Marcus Rashford, says Vincent Berg. The CR7 medical situation, says Daniel Willis. We're actually still waiting for any confirmation or update. I mean, we don't even, it was understood it was supposed to be today. But look, he's joining up with Portugal soon. So if it's not today, then it would be very, very, very soon tomorrow, because he's got to get it done before he joins up with the Portugal side. So if it's not already done, it'll be done soon. But I haven't seen any confirmation about it just yet. So yeah, I'd love to tell you, yeah, we got the confirmation of it, but I haven't. Anyway, Fabrizio Romano, this is cool. Check this out. I'm just going to show you this on the screen, lads and lassies, really quickly. Check this out. So, Fabrizio just tweeted a minute ago, Pep Guardiola, when asked if Man City would have signed Cristiano Ronaldo if Manchester United didn't, he says, I didn't think so. Oh, that's all fucking laugh at City, mate. That is quite, I don't know, Fabrizio just felt the need to swear that. I don't think so. Okay, fair enough. Well, you blatantly would have done. It's funny, Pep Guardiola would have definitely wanted Cristiano. He's just lost Aguero. Would you want somebody who's an absolute goal machine up there that raises the whole profile and ability to win things at your club? Of course he would have done. Definitely lies, says Shazad Ahmed. The is the big giveaway. I don't think so. Pep definitely wanted him, guys. Smash a 1 if you reckon Pep wanted him. Sir Paul Scholes says both Kai Rooney and Ronaldo Jr. play for United now. That is awesome, isn't it, Sir Paul Scholes? That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Wormy Spoons, 2 times Francois Coq. If we don't buy a CDM, we will not be in the title race, says Francois Coq. If we don't buy a CDM, we'll not be in the title race. I'm kind of with you on that one, Francois, because yeah, it's all well and good having these awesome attacking players, but if you're still having the same problems, giving ball away, leaking goals, then yes. We have got Varane in there, though, which should help us out a lot this season, be more defensively sound. He does seem like a bit of a colossus, so, we should concede less, even with gash players like Fred. But definitely need to get a better player in there. Okay, hang on a second. Ronaldo was desperate to go to Man City, but they said he's not worth it. There was no other takers but desperate Dans. Man United, don't be ridiculous, Arsenal Manic. Do you know what's hilarious? You calling any other club desperate fucking Dans right now, mate. Oh my goodness me. Fucking hell. Arsenal fans are super sour and bitter at the moment. I fucking love it. It's so funny, mate, isn't it? They're literally bottle jobbing it right down the bottom of the fucking league, mate, in 20th place. Fraud, says Football Nerd, Pep Fraudiola. Ronaldo scoring a hat-trick against City. Come on, the Kane. As a Leeds fan, I'd take Dan James, but I think 20 million is a bit steep. Centre mid is a much bigger problem for us. Why aren't we splashing 20 million there? Fair play, Steve Morrison. Good point. I don't know if it would be 20 million. I don't see how we could ask for that much either. That seems to be what we're asking for. The valuation of him by the club is understood to be 20 mil. But I could see us selling him for, 16 million or something. So you might be able to get a decent deal there for him. I think he'd be a good player. I think he'd be a good player for you. He's just a little bit too just gash for us. And that's no disrespect to Leeds. It's just that United are supposed to be challenging for the fucking title, Daniel Barnes, do you think Brighton will do a swap with Man United and we give them Daniel James or Fred and we get Bissouma? What do you think about that? Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me, Daniel Barnes. As I spoken about earlier, I think Bissouma could be the ideal candidate for us. And I think that if they want James, then it really does make a heck of a lot of sense. MBG, how's it going there, mate? It's good to see you, sir. Yes, MBG, he says, desperate Dans coming from bottom of the league. Exactly, it's almost laughable, isn't it? Well, it is laughable. View from Lookout says, Man City can always have faced Jones. Best way to say you may have missed out on Ronaldo, but here is Jones. Hey, we got a super chat here from Gung Shilioni, dude. How can you not sleep, Gung Shi? He says, Pig, I tried to sleep after the game, but my loins wouldn't stop tingling and fizzling. Oh, fucking hell. He says, so I'm up again watching your esteemed channel. Viva la Hamada. Guys, get in there with a cheeky little watermelon sugar high in there for Gung Shi, please, in the live chat. Everybody else, get a love heart in the live chat as well for Gung Shi. Thank you so much for that, dude. Fizzling and a tingling. Well, it was a good win, Gung Shi, and it was a very good win earlier. And certainly a nice positive result, nice tingling and fizzing sensation to end the evening on. I must say, because it would have been horrible to draw that game and go into the international break with 5 points. But, for us to get 7 and be equal to Liverpool and Chelsea, really, really good. Really, really good, Gung Shilioni. And it highlights the fact we need a CDM, so maybe we'll get one now. Fred the Red's better than Fred, says Big God Bob. Gung Shi, thank you so much for that, pal. Get in there. Yes, you're always nice to see Don Gung Shilioni up and about in Taiwan, getting in the live streams. United killed Arsenal's last, now belongs... Oh, you retracted it, Shauno. Fair enough. Can you check that out that Abdullah Irwin's put it in there? Yes, he has. Oh, okay, he has checked it out. Thank you very much there, Abdullah Irwin, mate. I appreciate that one. Check that out. You see Abdullah Irwin? Get in there. Medical complete. Hang on a second. I'm just going to pin your thing, actually. Oh, no, wait. Actually, sorry, I'm on the wrong page. But Abdullah Irwin, thank you very much for giving us the update there, though. Thank you also for checking it and confirming it for us there, Mr. Rushmano. Confirmation, as we said, done today. Yeah, we did say that we thought it was done today. It's just been announced only a few minutes ago, I think, that Cristiano Ronaldo completed his medical over the weekend. So, yes, as we did report it yesterday, it was expected to be done today. And we just had a confirmation from Jay Percy of The Telegraph that it was completed over the weekend, guys. So get in there, my son. Ronaldo done. Ronaldo medical complete. That's excellent news. That's excellent news. In fact, I'm just going to put that in the headline. Nice one. Hey, Football Nerd, thank you so much for the 40 rupee super chat there, dude. He says it's 3 a.m. in India, watching this stream daily. Hey, thank you so much, Football Nerd. Yeah, I've noticed you in here last bunch of days, mate. It's great to have you on board the Bacon Express. Thank you so much for getting in from India, mate. And shout out to India. Let's get some love hearts in there for Mr. Football Nerd. And big up India, lads and lasses. Nice one, Marco. Abdullah Irwin, top man. Thank you very much for getting in there with the breaking news, bud. Appreciate that one. So there you go, guys. Ronaldo's medical has been done. That is big breaking news, to be fair. Confirmation. Yes, there is FIFA tonight, Francois Coq. Don't you worry about that. Give me about an hour's time. Maybe, 50 minutes, something like that. We'll be on the FIFA. Mzar says, sign Neves and let the Portuguese Revolution start at Old Trafford. Excuse me. Yes, indeed. I think you're absolutely spot on there. Andy Hammer says Pep forgot to use polish remover for his head. That is absolutely... I don't know why, but I just get so much joy from calling Pep Guardiola a big-time slaphead. Anyway. Anyway, get in there, mate. We got a Ronaldo medical update. So there you go. It is done. That's excellent. I'm very, very pleased with that, guys, that Ronaldo's passed his medical. It was never really in doubt. And we were reporting that it was done today. He's an absolute physical specimen, isn't he? He could probably pass his medical in Manchester from Lisbon. Hence that he's so fucking athletic. And that doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. No GTA, says Vincent Bullock. Well, you can play it. Ronaldo flies through medical, surprising? Not really, no, is it? Exactly, it's not surprising that Ronaldo passes through. It's kind of like, I don't know, having like just a ridiculously high-end sports car. Actually, that's not a good analogy because they break down all the fucking time. Hey, we've hit 150 likes on the stream, guys. Let's smash a cheeky little thumbs up on it for Ronaldo's medical passing. Get in. Okay, let me just get that up on the screen actually as well for you lads and lasses. So you can just... see for yourselves. We've got a, well, this is just a, yeah, this will do. This will do. This will do. Okay, nice. So yes, it was reported that Cristiano Ronaldo completed his medical. This is 8 minutes ago. This was tweeted out here. Excellent. Matthias Emmanuel says the Portuguese will conquer the world once again, but this time under the red, white and black flag. Fair play, Matthias. I mean, you know what? The Portugal national team right now is as good as as I can remember it, you know. It's looking fantastic all of a sudden. A few years ago, like, basically when you won the Euros, even though you won the Euros, around that time, you know, there was a few great players, but the squad wasn't quite there, even though you managed to bloody win the Euros and do amazing things. But now, Portugal's team and their squad is just absolutely amazing. There's so many great players. They've got one of the best squads in the world all of a sudden. Like, they've just got players like Bruno Fernandes and still have Cristiano Ronaldo, and then there's players like Bernardo Silva and, you know, Ruben Dias. And, you know, to be fair, the list goes on. There's so many great Portugal players. Ruben Neves and Jota and all these guys. So, yeah, very, very impressive nation at the moment of footballers. Hey, Anthony White says, "So get those saws in there, lads and lasses. So that's like a tester running out of petrol," says MXP. Hey, thank you, Gungshi. Oh shit, Gungshi says, "Rip Lee Scratch Perry, oh pioneer of reggae and dub and eccentric mad genius." Guys, let's get some love hearts in there for Lee Scratch Perry as well. I'm sorry to hear that, Gungshi Leone. Oh dear. You take Ronaldo out of it, still a quality team, says K-Slater 23, sorry. Yes, definitely. Like, you've taken Ronaldo out of the team. It's not even the problem area of the team that we needed to strengthen, is it? If we're being honest, we had Cavani and Greenwood and Martial up there. It's not the area of the team that we needed to strengthen. We just did it because we couldn't have City getting him, and because he became available, he wanted to leave Juve. Solskjaer said himself he didn't think that you know, he'd be leaving Juve this summer, but once he's become available, he's got to let them know that we were interested. And as soon as he knew that we were interested, he was also interested in coming back. It's nice to know, though, that we still have that ability to pull off these signings, isn't it? Because I think we're getting back to those ways. A few years ago, we weren't able to pull off signings like that, I don't think. Whereas last few years, you look at players like Cavani, Varane coming in, big profile signings, big names who've done everything. I mean, Varane coming here from Real Madrid, choosing us for a challenge is a big statement. And of course, Ronaldo coming back. It just goes to show you that we've still got that star power, you know, that ability to... We've literally signed the biggest player in the world, so you can't really ask for much more than that. Thank you, Primot. He says, touch a tip to the like. Except for defenders, Piggy, Portugal's defence is a bit sketchy. What about Ruben Dias, Wormy Spoons? Isn't Pepe still around as well? I know he is old, but Pepe, still a good defender, mate. We need a DM desperately like it's going to get Oli the sack with Fred and Matic. Yeah, Lee Cameron, I agree, Lee. We do need to get somebody else in there. Bissouma, Neves, anyone, please. Maguire's not good enough, says AK. Matthias Emmanuel says, "So is the correct way of doing it. It's C." Yeah, I know, yeah, but I like to say ooh. So you go, "See," like that. Fuck that. Maguire is 1,000% not good enough, says Marco. Ronaldo knows United fans. Loved him, no other clubs fans. Fair enough. Nick Milisev says Fred was abysmal. Fred is an absolute milkman, isn't he? I'd rather he was doing the morning rounds, providing me with my Dairy Crest every morning than playing in Manchester United's midfield. He's unfortunate. He doesn't deliver for Manchester United's midfield, though. That's the problem. Starlord says Gunwood is the best teenager in the world. You might be right, Starlord. I don't think there's anybody at his age right now that's better than him. I think Greenwood is the best teenager in the world. What do you think, guys? Who do you think the best current teenager in the world is? Yeah, I'm going to say it's Greenwood. And you look at his statistics as well. I think Rushy sent me one earlier. What was it? I think he's the only... There's a few different statistics. He is the only player other than Robbie Fowler to score in every opening 3 games of the Premier League campaign as a teenager, which is pretty good. So literally scored in the first 3 games of the season as a teenager. And also, I think, isn't he the only... There's only about 2 other teenager players who are ahead of him in terms of goals currently scored in the Premier League. So, you know, he's got plenty of awesome credentials already at a young age. Who would like to be as our deadline day signing? Says 1992 Caleb. Probably Yves Bissouma. I'm set on that one now. Or Ruben Neves. You know, one of those two. I'm really not bothered who. I just feel like maybe if there is a Brighton Dan James link that you could see that Bissouma deal done. Greenwood is a phenom, says Primot. Jordan Brenner says David Moyes will be meeting with Jesse Lingard this evening. The topic of conversation is unknown, but it's a scenario where Lingard returns on loan to West Ham. Yes, absolutely. We said that a bit earlier on. That's true. Well, that's supposedly true. You guys are jealous because next season will we be visiting 23 Stadium, says Arsenal Manic. MBG with a $5 Canadian super chat, eh? Thank you so much, buddy. Says, we need a DM desperately, eh? Fred is playing against us. No, sorry, I'm not going to do that. But Fred is playing against us as it seems, and only if Matic was 6 years younger. McTominay is also not good enough. Very true. Not for a defensive midfield role. I agree with that. We need to have a proper look at doing some business in that DM role before the window closes. There's no point buying Ronaldo if we don't have the midfield. Do you know what I liken it to? It's kind of like you're some, I don't know, you've got some bloody boy racer car or something, and you're putting this big beefy bumper body kit on it to make it look all angry at the top end, like real front end. You've got this big hood snout on it. It looks fucking badass, but essentially it's just there for show. But underneath, your engine is a bloody 1.4 litre bloody 4-cylinder engine ripped out of a fucking shitty Renault Clio. That's basically what it is. We got like an awful engine in the middle of the park. That's what it is. Whereas what we need is a full-on like badass engine. The engine room is the most important part of the fucking team. And that's the team, that's the area of the team that we're lacking the most. So we pretty much just got like a wimpy engine in the centre of the park when what we need is a full-on fucking big badass V8 or something, you know? Like a full-on beast of an engine. But our engine room is lacking, guys. Thank you, MBG, very much for that. I do agree if you get those watermelon sugar highs in there. Yeah, a 1.2 litre beast, says Marco. Well, actually, this is via the Telegraph, to be fair, Aidan McDonald. He says, Piggy's United report a reliable source. Well, they just generally retweet United news sources and stuff. This is just the first thing I could find. It's from the Telegraph, though. So it might be United report, but it's actually via the Telegraph. So that's the source. That's the actual source, is the Telegraph. Which is also, you know, not always right, but it's a decent, you know, we'll use it on this instance. Lee Cameron says, title winning defence, mid-table midfield, title winning attack, 4 for us this season. Final question then, lads and lasses, where do we finish this season? What do you think? Where are we finishing in this? Bloody gastastic Richard Branson, bloody gastastic internet, Poundland, B-Tech, fucking Rama, crack bollocks internet, mate. Anyway, sorry guys, I just had a little bit of a bufferation for a few seconds there. I am back. Do us a favour and hit that thumbs up button. Give it a refresh, guys. Give it a cheeky little refresh, everybody, if you haven't done so already. Do smash that refresh button if you just joined us. In fact, do us a favour. We lost a few people there, so smash that like button as well. Let's get a boost up there. See if we can get 200 likes on this stream. That would be a sensational. Thank you, Bell. I'm back. It was buffering for a second there. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Number 7 belongs to Ronaldo, says AK. Yes, I'm with you on that one. There may be something able to be done there to stop, you know, him losing his brand number. You know, they might have to make a special exception in the Premier League there. You would think it would be in their best interest to do so, you know, to make an exception and allow Manchester United to swap a couple of players around in terms of the shirt numbers that have been registered. Because you're talking about adding so much money to the Premier League here. CR21. Isn't Daniel James got that? I suppose if he gets sold, right? Hey, Big God Bob, thank you so much for the £5 super chat, fella. He says surely CR7 won't play the next game for Portugal as it's a friendly. They don't need him for the game. After that, as it's against an absolutely gashed team. Maybe, but isn't Ronaldo really close to getting that record for the all-time international goals ever? I'm pretty sure he is. You know, like how that, I think it's an Iranian guy or something's got one. What's his name? Cristiano Ronaldo, all-time goals national record. I'm pretty sure, I've forgotten his name now, but he's really close to getting the all-time international goals record for his nation. I'm pretty sure. So I think he wants to play as much as possible and score as many goals because, yeah, this is it. Listen, yeah, this is it. He's the joint highest overall men's international goal scorer in history, having scored 109 goals in 179 appearances. I mean, that is just absolutely mad. He scored 109 international goals for Portugal. He's level at the moment with a guy called Ali Daei. Ali Daei is an Iranian player. He's 52 years of age, and he scored the same amount, 109 goals for Iran. But obviously the difference between Cristiano Ronaldo and this guy is this guy, no disrespect, I mean, he was a good player. He played for Bayern Munich, he played for Hertha Berlin, you know, he did play for some good teams. But the difference is he's playing for fucking Iran, playing like random teams, you know, like fucking, I don't know, you know, Kosovo FC, you know, or not FC because it's an international game, but you know what I'm saying? They're playing games there against random teams and probably battering them. He's probably scoring six a game against some really shit team. So he's technically got the all-time leading record, but really Ronaldo's the Don because he's actually doing it in where it counts. So I think Ronaldo will want to do that because if he scores one more goal, then he's got the record for the all-time number of goals scored on an international stage for one player for one country, which is pretty fucking amazing, really. Pig, where do you think we'll finish? I think if we can win it, if we sort out our midfield. Yeah, okay, right now I'm going to say second. If we do get a top-class CDM in there and sort it out before the window closes, maybe that'll change and I could see us winning it. Yeah, I think that's fair. Otherwise, probably anywhere in the top three. David Srinivasan says, hey, Arsenal Maniac, we just beat your unbeaten away record, it seems. Yes, we did, mate. That's, by the way, just so you know, that Invincibles record, it spans back to, of course, that season when they were Invincibles. And do you know where that run ended? It ended against Man United when we smacked them up 2-0, by the way. But do you know what also is quite interesting about that season? The Invincibles season, that's also the last time that Arsenal won the Premier League, which was 17 years ago now. 18 years, 17 years. So, you know what? Shut it, you slag! Any Arsenal fans coming in and giving it the big gums. Just shut up. You know? Just shut up. 21 incoming says football nerd. Legends, absolute legends. 192 in here, guys. Do us a favor, hit the like. We're nearly at 200 likes. Oh shit, it's 11 p.m. I'm gonna have to wrap this one up because we've got a FIFA video to do soon. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. There's all the latest news. I told you we had a lot of news to get into tonight. Quite a lot of transfer news tonight. Little murmurs and goings on. Hopefully Daniel James is sold. Hopefully, of course, Lingard is sold to West Ham. Those are things that can happen before the end of the window. They're realistic possibilities of transfer outs. And hopefully, the main thing, hopefully we get somebody to, you know, replace Fred at CDM, somebody like Bissouma or Ruben Neves to make us that top draw team. That's what we really, truly need. Big up the live chat. Thank you, Marco. 17 long years, says Rojmano. Oh, man. Arsenal Manic, 1992. Caleb, Primot, Flying Pig United fan, 67. Rushmano, everybody else as well in here. Thank you so much for tuning in and getting involved. AK, you're damn right. We do need a CDM. We absolutely do. I'm going to wrap this video up there then, but I'll be back in a little bit with some FIFA action. So if you want to come and hang out, talk some more football and hang out, play some games, then come and check out the FIFA stream in about 45 minutes time, guys. I will leave it there, but do hit that like button before you go. You can also come back when this video is finished and comment in the not live comments and keep the debate going with this awesome fucking community of legends, aka the Bacon Brigade. Get those Bacon Brigade emojis in there. And you can do that. You can also check out the website, unitedflyinghigh.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all the rest of it at Flying Pig United. Do give us a cheeky little follow-up. Gung Shilioni, mate, thank you very much for another super chat. He says, Pig, I'll try to get to sleep again, but if I still can't calm my loins down, I'll see you later. Hey, well, let's hope they continue to sizzle and tingle then, sir. Gungshi, cheers, mate. Thank you so much for that. Another super chat at the end. You're a Don, Gungshi. Watermelon sugar highs all round. Jacob Russell, Batman Night Fan, Kay Slater, Shazad, Big God Bob, Football Nerd, Gung Shilioni, and all the moderators. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll give you all the latest news. Hey, look, just hang on. Strap yourselves in because this could be a heck of a transfer window just yet. Right now, it's been a great window. It could be an 8 or a 9 out of 10 right now. But if we get somebody like a Bissouma or a Neves in before it closes, it's a 10 out of 10 and we can go on and win the fucking title. Go and give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer what he needs, you glazer fucks. Good night, guys. Much love to you. This is the Pig. I'm out.